Hello dear student, I am Rajwant Singh from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur, and today I will explain the lesson 4 of SST. So my dear student, let's start. Lesson 4, External Processes and Changing Landforms. I will explain about the external processes and the changing of the landforms. First of all, we have to know about the some dynamic things. The Earth is an extremely dynamic planet. Since time immemorial, its surface has been constantly undergo numerous changes. Different landforms which the Earth consists of have been created due to these changes only. We have already read about mountains, plains, and the plateaus, which are the three major landforms. Mountain, plateaus, plains, these are the three major landforms of this chapter. However, apart from these, there are many other landforms that are spread across the globe. Some of these are forests, valleys, rivers, waterfalls, flood plains, etc. These are often referred to as minor landforms, and some are the major landforms. Minor and major both are included in this chapter. The processes that lead to the changes may be either internal or external. These changes may be either internal or may be external. In the Earth's surface, you can say in the Earth's surface, these changes may occur, and internal processes of change take place inside the Earth's surface. That I have told you already, that these changes occurs in the surface of the Earth. External processes of change take place outside the Earth's surface. These account for the formation of minor landforms. The three major landforms, for example, mountains, plateaus, plains, etc., about which we have read earlier, are created by the internal processes. The minor landforms, on the other hand, are created by external processes, that is done in the external Earth's surface, involving what the geographers call the agents of gradation. They are called agents of gradation, not degradation. Now we will know about gradation. What is gradation? Dear student, you have to know about gradation. Gradation can be defined as the leveling of the Earth's surface through natural processes which cause it to increase or decrease. It causes effect on the Earth's surface to decrease or to increase. Weathering, running water, moving ice, Winds, groundwater, and sea waves are the various agents of the gradation. These are the agents of, not agents, you can say these are the various agents of gradation. They tend to label the land surface to a common grade by increasing or decreasing its surface. And the next, degradation and aggradation. What is degradation and what is aggradation? We will learn about degradation and aggradation. There are two processes that are involved in the geographical phenomena of degradation. These are called aggradation and degradation. Aggradation is the process that involves the formation of various land surfaces through deposition and accumulation of rock fragments, sand, alluvium, etc. Degradation, on the other hand, is the process which involves the lowering of the earth's surface by disintegration and carrying away of rock fragments. They carried away the rock fragments from there. These two processes usually take place simultaneously, causing lowering down of the land at certain places and building up of landforms at others. As a result, the fine valence in the surface of the earth continues to remain unaffected by them. They are unaffected by them. The major agents of gradation that impact the surface of the earth are discussed below. Weathering. What is weathering? We will know about the weathering. Weathering can be defined as the gradual process by which rocks break up and decay due to the atmospheric conditions in the atmosphere. There is no transportation of rock fragments through the agents of gradation. It may be caused by chemical, physical, and biological processes. In these processes, there are three processes included: geographical, biological, and chemical. Weathering alters the landscape and is crucial to the formation of the soil. This is crucial for the formation of the soil. You can say the formation of the Earth's surface. Mechanical or physical weathering occurs due to temperature changes and the action of frost. Rocks expand due to high temperatures during the day and contract at night when the temperature is cool. And you know, in the night temperature downs slowly, and in the night the temperature is cool, very cool. This alternate expansion of contraction causes the rocks to crack and disintegrate. This in cold areas, when water enters the cracks, it freezes at night due to the low temperature, due to the down temperature. This widens the cracks and gradually breaks up the rock. Diluted acids in water, or you can say in rainwater, and the soluble action of water causes decay and breakup of rocks, leading to the chemical weathering. It plays a good role in this process. Biological weathering results from rocks of plants expanding within existing cracks or deepening into the rocks, and burrowing animals that breaks off rocks. Certain human activities also cause weathering, and by these reasons you can say it happens that erosion, the process of wearing away of the land surface and its transportation by natural agents like running water, moving ice, wind, action of waves, etc., etc., is known as erosion. Deposition. What is deposition? The dumping of rock debris obtained by weathering and erosion in other parts of the earth is known as deposition. They collect many things in the surface of the earth. The debris after deposition may accumulate to form new rocks. They form new rocks by this process. Rivers landforms. Water is one of the strongest agents of erosion, with rainfall being the main source of water. However, a portion of this water seeps underground in the form of groundwater. That water is depth in the ground, that is called groundwater, while another portion stays on the surface of the earth as surface water. Underground caves are formed by this process by the action of groundwater, whereas flowing surface water, mainly in the form of rivers, alters landforms on the surface of the earth. The action of running water is clearly noticeable. If we follow a river along its course from its source to the sea, the source or origin of a river in the valley, in the hilly or in the mountain regions known as the upper course, wherein it flows along a path from the origin, from the sea or ocean, which is known as the upper course, finally joining the sea or ocean, which is known as the mouth of a river. During its journey, a river performs the task of erosion, deposition, transportation, as well as formation of the several landforms. So my dear students, this is enough for today and we will meet in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.